Right, Shalom. This is Hara 1 Ban Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem, Ha-Rakak, Wadash, Ma. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. What you're looking at right here is a map, all right? Another cause of concern for the daughter of Babylon, also known as America. This map is a map of all the farmlands that China has, well, some of the farmlands that China has bought up in America. It said they own as of 2021, so they probably own way more now, 3 years later. But as of 2021, China owns more than 380 or 390,000 acres here in America. All right, a farmland. You have the second largest holder of farmland here in America is Canada. All right, and then you have the biggest holder of farmland in America is Bill Gates, Monsanto, etc., etc. So there's an attack on the food. We already know. Artificial foods, GMO foods, etc., etc. But there's also an attack on the daughter of Babylon's infrastructure. See right here, this map of China owning farmlands. You see in the red, which they got way more than this. But if you notice, they said all of the farmlands are literally surrounding most of America's military bases or key infrastructures or Air Force bases. All right, see, look, the McCord, the Air Force base over here in Utah, farmland all around it. California, military base, Air Force base, Navy station, Whitman Air Force base. All right, they got way more. It says the Airborne and Special Operations Forces. All right, so airborne. See, America doesn't have more nukes and missiles than China and Russia. They don't have more soldiers. All right, then they don't have more soldiers than China and Russia, but they do have more air power. All right, so the Airborne and Special Operations Forces, rapid deployment capabilities. See, definitely start hearing words like espionage. You start hearing words like sabotage. All right. So, terror attacks, germ warfare. All right, these things. Now, what's another word? Sleeper cells. All right. Now I'm gonna read this article in a minute, and it's gonna go into that. That China has sleeper cells here. They even got military bases here, where they're covered under civilian disguise. All right, rapid deployment capabilities mobilized to international crisis or conflicts. All right, so they could take out America's ability to respond to crisis or conflicts or airborne or special operations, slow down their rapid deployment capabilities. All right, I'm gonna read this. It's an article from 2024, February. It says Chinese ownership of U.S. farmland locations raising major concerns. See that? February 8th, foreign investment in the nation's farmland has raised concerns among U.S. lawmakers and government officials, particularly after reports about Chinese companies buying land near military bases. For example, a Chinese company bought farmland in 2021 for acorn milling facility near an Air Force base in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Another piece of land, farmland, was bought by China in Michigan, purchased in 2023 by China by a Chinese company, is situated near the nation's largest National Guard training facility in Grayling. Officials for the Chinese company said the land will be used to build an EV battery plant. Purchases of farmland, and mind you, there was an alleged recent threat from China against America, a nuclear threat over Taiwan. Purchases of farmland near military bases by Chinese-owned entities has prompted a change in how the federal government reviews and okays or denies U.S. land purchases by foreign investors, right? Because China don't play that. They're real strict. If you try to buy land over there, you got to go through all these different stipulations. Not over here in America, it's up for grabs. Plus, China is one of the major holders of American debt. So they can use those dollars that they're holding in debt of America and send it back home and buy up land and leases, all right, and mortgages. So it says President Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, in May proposed that the Federal Committee of Foreign Investment in the United States review any land sales to foreign investors when the property is situated within 100 miles of 8 U.S. military bases. The committee soon after adopted Biden's suggested rule change. All right, so I'm gonna get down to this point. The newly protected military bases and their locations. I'm not gonna read all these military bases, but it's a bunch of them. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Air Force bases dominate the expanded list of protected military bases because current or future air operations might require restricted airspace for special uses, a Defense Department official told The Hill. Other military bases already are subject to its oversight related to pending land sales near military bases. All right, they're talking in circles now. Let me get down to this. It says, despite the laws to protect agricultural land in about half of the nation's states and that restrict sales near military bases, information gaps exist. Oh my goodness, I hear people talking in circles, man. All right, let me read this quote. It says, I don't know that we know for sure all the foreign land that potentially is owned by Chinese individuals, or folks controlled by the Chinese government, U.S. Senator John Tester stated in June. A Department of Defense report issued December 31st on Chinese military companies doing business in the United States. That's all America is a business. Reinforced the concern. China has 46 military firms plus subsidiaries operating within the United States that are disguised as civilian entities, the report said. Whew, man. All right. And they make it enemies with China right now. China has the biggest military on earth for our soldiers, besides Turkey. All right. So let me get something real quick because the all right, because let's read this real quick. Um, this is Ezekiel 17:4. It says he cropped off the top of his young twigs, right? And this happened to us in 586 BC, where Nebuchadnezzar came up and took the princes and nobles of our nation into captivity first, into exile. There was 3 exiles. All right, 605 BC. I think the next one was 597. Then the next one was 586. The first time they came and took people like Daniel, they cropped off the top of the young twigs. You know, the princes and nobles of our nation, the leaders. Well, ultimately, that happened here too in America. All right, so even King David, our king, came over here in captivity as well. But he cropped off the top of his young twigs and carried it into a land of traffic. And today, America is that land of traffic, just like ancient Babylon was the land of traffic. Traffic meaning what? Business, commerce. So that's all the United States is, a place of business, man. All right, where people could buy up the lands, you know, show up here and pitch tent. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that scripture too. All right, that's why I know it's Babylon the Great. But now that greatness has become a curse unto this place. That wickedness, that bolstering, pride. All right. His look was more stout than all his fellows. That bold and proudness. He cropped off the top of his young twigs and carried it into a land of traffic. He set it in a city of merchants. All right, and that's America, man. That's what this place is known as. Land of traffic, meaning business. Everything's moving, commerce, money in circulation, people in the rat race, trade. America is surrounded by water, so it gets trade on every side of the coast. China owns a lot of the docks over in California, allegedly. Alex Jones exposed that. Imports, exports, which that's dwindling now. America has little exports from GDP. The debt has surpassed the GDP, the gross domestic product, how much America exports and sells compared to how much it owes. So this is, to me, this looks like preparation for China. All right, you make any false move, already got people inside your house. The Trojan horse, sleeper cells. All right, espionage, sabotage. So this place is done, man. China and Russia already, man, they got America's card, boy. They already, like a good hand of spades, or a poker, and these nations have called America's bluff. Look at that, man. This is only a few of them. Look at all them bases that are surrounded by China right now. If they wanted to do anything. Alright, if they had any ill intent towards America. So let me get this real quick. Because someday nations won't be able to come and do that. because this place is gonna be destroyed. This is Isaiah 13 and 19. And Babylon, see, today America's Babylon, the place of confusion. The glory of kingdoms, man. See, all the nations wanted a piece of this pie, American pie, the devil's pie. The glory of kingdoms, man. The beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, those Illuminati, those elites over there in Europe. This is their creation here, you know. The Chaldees' excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited. So this place is never going to be inhabited again. Ain't going to be no farmlands to buy. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. So we were brought over here in slavery into this land of traffic. But someday there's not going to be any traffic or any business here at all. It's going to be destroyed. Instead of military farmlands where the red is at, it's going to be fire, lava. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, right? Because in the ancient times, the Arabians were known as what's the word for it? Sojourners, you know, like migrants. And also, what's another word for it? The ancient Chaldeans. Alright, I might be thinking of the wrong word. But either way, there were migrants at that time. The Arabians were known to be desert people. They would show up in your nation and they would live on the outer edges, the outskirts, or in the cities and the marketplaces, and they would start selling things, you know, merchants. Set up tables like today. I always said Arabian pitch tent there, meaning setting up businesses. That's what it's talking about. Alright, and references to people setting up from around the world, buying farmlands, setting up businesses here. All the businesses are leaving and going overseas. It's called liquidation. All right, get prepared for the destruction that's coming here. It shall never be inhabited, right? So neither shall Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. So there's not going to be any farms here anymore. Not going to be any businesses, because it's going to be what? It's going to be destroyed. All right. So, but for right now, let me read another one. It says here, Jeremiah 50 and 22. Because all they have to do is activate any type of sleeper cells here. They said they got 46 military setups, establishments here in America from China. All right, spies. All throughout World War I, World War II, they've been doing espionage on each other, and spies getting secrets, and you know, trying to get each other information. Like, for instance, World War II with the nukes and the ICBMs, with Oppenheimer and the Germans, and back and forth with Hitler. Everybody was sending spies to different nations to get the secrets on that nuke. That's how China and Russia had the information. All right, and the progression of their missiles, nuclear technology. So now Russia has something called the Vanguard, the invincible missiles, missile defenses, all kind of stuff, man. And China and Russia are increasing their stockpile of missiles. They said at a rapid pace starting this week. So that goes into Revelation 9 with 200 million ICBMs or warheads. All right, it's gonna be a nuclear arms race. So it's like Russia. They got all this technology now that America does not have. So they like, yeah, American spies will maybe they'll figure it out. See, they got spies back and forth. I heard this on the news. They're like, yeah, maybe the spies will go in there and figure something. So, but look, Jeremiah 50:22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. All right. So, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations, man? When it was just the beauty of the Chaldees and the glory of kingdoms, but now it's going to become a desolation among these nations. Nobody's going to be able to come over here and set up farmlands and pitch tent and all that. We can't do this shit. Our people can't buy all the damn farmlands. But these nations, these heathen nations, they do it because they got the money. All right, let me get this right here. Jeremiah 51:12. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. So this is right here, the paranoia. You see, Biden had to put a lot of stipulations in place to stop the purchasing of American land from foreign countries. All right, so it's causing Babylon, America, to ramp up its defenses. The threats from Russia, the threats from China now, in provocation from America, the threats from all these that Russia's going to supply missiles to these other nations, causing America to build up its defenses even more. You know, forcing it to be in a defensive stance, not just an offensive. So in Scripture saying Ezekiel 38, all of them dwelling without walls. You know. Let me get that real quick. I'm gonna see something. Yep. See, because Russia gonna come up against this place too. I did a lesson on it the other day, and now you got Russia ships docked at right off of the coast of Miami, 90 miles away. So that's right, man. Cause look, Ezekiel 38:11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. That's America. That doesn't have the missile defense technology like Russia and China. It says, I will go to them that are at rest. See, people over here in America are at rest in their wickedness and folly and the mirth of the land and the Esau's dainties and their distractions and entertainment. So they all at rest, thinking nothing can happen. That dwell safely. See, this ain't safe. while China's, Russia's infrastructure is being threatened by America, but that's why Russia like, yo, so they can make the same threats against America. That's why they decided to begin supplying America's enemies with nuclear technology now and missiles. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. Man. All right. So, let me get this real quick. Jeremiah 51:12. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. So yeah, defend yourself, Babylon. You know, build it up as much as you can. The Lord gonna build something against that. It says, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes. See that? So you can set up the watchmen, set up the military operations and defenses and whatever you can, but at the same time, the Lord's still going to have this place destroyed. Set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes. See, so the ambushes are being prepared. That's what this is. That's why the migrants are allegedly being brought in. We know the truth, you know. So the ambushes are being prepared. Prepare the ambushes, for Yahweh have both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. All right, so this type of situation here could render America defenseless if it's sabotaged from the inside. All right. Oh, and plus, China is one of the biggest nations that have hackers as a form of war. So this is, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, man. See, abundant in treasures. And but the thing is, when you have a big house and you're super rich, that leaves you more vulnerable and less of a target, but also more of a target, because you don't know who's in your house. You know, the little things that go bump in the night, you might not hear it because his damn head too big and got prideful. That's America, Esau. And now China is littered all over this place. Alright. It says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. Right. Covetousness, man. Because what did America do? Let's get that real quick. It said abundant in treasures. How is this place abundant in treasures? This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. See, America was winning. On the T-Pain, all we do is win, 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 no matter what. But now they're losing. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. That's why America is so proud too, with Esau ruling it. Because they transgress, they continually sin and did bad things, transactions through their business, through their dollar. See, it's that place of traffic, that place of business. Neither keepeth at home. See, all right. Esau became like, or America became like the Arabians, pitching tent in other people's countries. But they became more like a locust to devour the resources and then leave. Who enlarges his desires as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. So when people see that, like with the migrants coming over here, there could be sleeper cells, which we know there are, in the midst of those groups of people. So if America's heaping unto itself all people and trying to rule over every nation, they're going to heap up some sleeper cells as well, and some enemies. Alright? And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him? See, now they've all taken up that mindset against this place. And that parable, saying what? And a taunting proverb against him. This is the taunting, the wars and rumors of wars. And say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, man. So they're saying, hey, this place is about to be destroyed. It's about to fall. That increased, in America increased in everything that doesn't belong to this place. The oil, the resources, the lands around the world, setting up puppet rulers, getting all the other nations' business. Alright, so how and the debt, how long to him that ladeth himself with thick clay? So how long? So they all waiting. That's what Russia's waiting for. Iran, all these other nations are waiting for the dollar and the economy to fully be leveled out and crash. And then that's when you're gonna see a big change. The Lord said, in the day of trouble, they shall be against this place round about. Putin already declared America an enemy. All right, Xi Jinping probably gonna do the same real soon. It says here, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. All right, because people like China and all these nations, they're going to, America's borrowing money. You know, excessively borrowing money right now. And they'll never, everybody knows what's going to happen. They're going to default soon. They just didn't say it yet. So those nations are going to want their payment. They're going to want their lands, all of that. And thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, for the violence of the land, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil, right? Because at that point, if your nest is on high, all the other birds going to want to be in that nest or pull you down. So America was trying to keep itself bolstered up, even causing China to, China did it. They pegged their currency to the American dollar, had to keep theirs lower value, less desirable, so that America's currency can thrive. So now these nations at any moment they can raise up like a bunch of locusts in this place and start plucking it off. You know? So I'm gonna get back to the scripture real quick. And this is all part of the prophecies. Jeremiah 51:13. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures. See how to get abundant in treasures? By stealing the resources from around the world. And sabotaging other nations. What they call that? Demonizing them. Alright? Dwell upon many waters. Thinking it's safe, too. Nobody can touch me. We far out here, kilometers away. Well, look, China got land and the military all up in there now. Like a cancer. Alright, so it says, thy end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. See? Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, meaning through greed or taking through maliciously and wickedness, stealing resources, man, basically, just so they can stay on top. But that measure is coming to an end. All right. Yahweh, the Lord of armies, of the heavenly armies, have sworn by himself, saying this: surely I will fill thee with men. So they got a bunch of military bases all over America surrounding, or allegedly, farmlands. And they said 46 military installations here in America operating under the guise of civilians from China. So you know other nations have the same, and amongst the migrants too. Yahweh of hosts, the heavenly armies, have sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, man. And what do caterpillars do? They eat up the leaves. Look at the leaves, look like the states. You know, eat up his leaves, man. So, in their military bases. Surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. So that's, man, from within, not even just from the without, because the Lord said in the day of trouble, they should be against thee round about. So also from within, they gonna lift up a shout against this place. So hey man, there's something else that caught my attention. They showed this to Donald Trump when he was in office in an interview one time, and they said, "Yo, this is a concern, but concern for who? This is a concern for 2/3 and the wicked that are and the heathens that are in this place." All right, and if China got their soldiers here when the Lord just judges this place, man, they're not gonna make it out either. So I'm gonna end it there, man. But the Lord says, "Surely I will fill thee with men, and they shall raise up a shout against thee." All right, that's them sleeper cells being awoken, activated. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.